Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Own Your Own Freedom. Happy New Year to everyone. Happy 2020. I hope you have a wonderful year. And I also hope that you had a narcissistic, abuse-free holiday and what a big Christmas and New Year's. But I know that most of you didn't. I personally did. I did a lot of traveling during this time, and I spent time with my new tribe, with lots of family and, well, I would say my good friends, which are now my family. And so, but I do remember very, very, very clearly all the things that I experienced while I was in a narcissistic household, and I plan to never go back to that. But I can relate to you. So allow me to predict the BS you got dragged through during the holidays. I will start with, if you had a narcissistic parent or family member that is over, I will mostly be talking about that today. Basically, they took up all the attention from everyone in attendance, meaning that started from the moment you entered through the door. So you walk through the door, they get all the attention. Maybe for a split second they acknowledge that you're there, but you're there to make them look good. So they force you to sort of give a recap on your life, and that's just so that they can gather information to tell all their friends, how you're doing and make themselves look good. And basically, because you get no attention and no care, you basically are forced back into your role that you grew up in, whether you were the scapegoated child or the golden child or the invisible child. I happen to have been all three at one point or another. So basically, because you are in this role as everyone else is, they made you and everyone else their servant. They forced you, like I said, to give life updates, but they really weren't interested. They might have nodded a few times, but because their ego is so huge, they only will gather information that they can use against you later. But of course, they were the life of the party. They served the best drinks. They told the best jokes, depending on how many people were there. They, maybe they had distant relatives. They really only served them in order to get supply. So they played the best music. They showed off all their expensive collections, even if they didn't have any. They talked about their perfect job or how sucky their boss is and how much they deserve better. They talk about vacations or people they met, usually famous people. My narcissistic father always talked about, because he's in love with jazz music. So he always talked about knowing all these jazz artists, and his Facebook is filled with like pictures next to these people as if he knew them personally. And yeah, so he would talk about how he met them and how he cracked jokes with them. All of it's lies, but all of it's for supply. The other parent, the codependent parent, or even just the parent who just enables this behavior, they get made fun of in front of everyone else as usual. But since you haven't been in the house, you coming back is sort of like, oh, I realize that you treat your spouse like crap, They get made fun of and belittled by the narcissistic spouse, because that brings them supply. The whole family is forced to sort of buy into their narcissistic game and their narcissistic lies and the narcissistic, crazy making. When it came to gift giving, you receive gifts that you hate, or gifts that were sort of like, who is this for? Sort of like generic gifts, because the narcissist never bothered to get to know you or to spend time with you to realize what you wanted, or even to ask you what you wanted. And of course, you have to pretend like you appreciate this half-assed purchase because, otherwise you'll make a scene and the narcissist will blow up, and then everybody will look at you as if you ruined Christmas. So there's that. Maybe after a few drinks, the narcissist becomes, they sort of moan on about how the family doesn't love them or appreciate them. You're never home, and that you never do enough for them. And even though you bought them a thoughtful gift that you spent money on, your hard-earned money, and you realize that maybe you don't come home as often as you used to do, but you're making the effort now. It's still not enough. All of it's for supply. They feel like they've done everything and that everyone is always against them. That's the narcissistic motto, is that no one ever appreciates them for all that they do, no matter how little they give and how half-assed it is. they create or recount stories with missing details and fake interaction so that they look innocent. So actually, this is what one of the narcissistic, key traits is, that they sort of reinvent reality. They sort of reinvent reality and they force you to swallow it, So say you had an argument about, when you were like, I don't know, say you were like 15 years old and you had an argument about, borrowing the car to go somewhere. They will pretend that they will lie and say that you yelled at them and that you didn't appreciate them and you slammed the door in their face and all this stuff, and that they were just trying to be kind. And in reality, they were the ones that slammed the door. They were the ones that cursed you out. They were the ones that denied you of, your basic needs. But you're forced to swallow the pill in front of everyone because they probably have not only extended family, but also friends that decided to come for the holidays, that fuel them, part of their narcissistic harem. They fuel them with all the narcissistic supply that they need. And then also everyone is so, because the effect of the narcissistic presence is not just that they don't validate you, there's no like interaction of care and mutual support, even though they're a family member. It's not just that. It's also that everyone else is affected. Everyone else is so busy taking care of the narcissist that they don't have time or energy to see that you are suffering inside. So you're the one sitting in the corner, sitting at the end of the table, sitting, in the corner of the living room while everyone else is cracking up and having fun and pretending that they like this narcissistic person who soaks up all the energy and soaks up all the positivity in the room. Nobody has time to recognize that you're sitting there by yourself, maybe on your phone, not buying into it, and no one has time to realize, hey, you have a life too. Because everyone's attention goes to the narcissist. You may be having a difficult financial time, struggling in school, struggling at work or whatever, making your life in a new relationship, moving to a new country. That's my situation all the way. But nobody bothers to notice because everybody cares about the narcissist. He soaks up everyone's attention. So because of all that, I hope that you have gone no contact with this narcissistic family member. I hope you have considered ways to go no contact, and whether it be in a limited fashion or completely. I hope that you've considered to guard your personal health and your personal growth and your mental stability by getting away from toxic individuals in your life. I hope that you have a new beginning in your life where you choose not to tolerate any form of negativity, any form of, I don't mean negativity as in like constructive criticism. I mean like negativity as in toxic, just toxic input by other people that does nothing to build you up, does nothing to improve you, does nothing to help the environment around you. It just drains you and drags you down. Get rid of it this year. 2020 is a new beginning. I hope that you take this as, a fresh way to start anew in your life. So thank you for watching this video. Subscribe and leave a comment down below. Actually, leave a comment telling me all of the BS you had to deal with in your home during the holidays. And if you've left, leave a comment also. So thanks for watching, and I will see you